Hello, this is Neil, the art instructor at masterpaintnow.com, where you can find loads of free tutorials. Now, what I'm doing here is the sped up version of how to draw a realistic face. I decided to do another one because the last one of the older person just didn't come out that good. It's still there if you have the link. It's an unlisted video now. But anyway, I thought I would do a better version. So this is the methods that I would use to draw a realistic face. The first thing I do is I lay down the foundation. Now the foundation's got to be correct. That is, the proportions, the of the face has to be correct. If the proportions are wrong, especially in a 3/4 view, your face will look wrong, and you might not be able to figure out why. Be like, something just doesn't look quite correct. Now what you're going to see here is in the construction, when I first do it, to me it seems like it's correct. But as I look at it more, I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like this is totally correct. And you might not see like notice any real problems with it at first, but there are several problems. One, the eyes are just a little bit too small, so I draw them a little bit bigger. And then also the ear needs to come down and back a little bit further. Therefore, the neck needs to get thicker. It needs to go back toward the ear where I remove it. The jaw also needs to extend further out to the right. So don't be afraid that when you're doing a 3/4 view, especially if it is showing less of the amount of skin on the our left-hand side of the eye and his right-hand side. Also notice the nose was a little too short. But if you do that, make sure you have like a good 2.5 eyeballs from the edge of the right-hand side, that's our right-hand side, all the way to the ear. I also know that the face kind of went out just a little too far, so I decided to fix that as well. And so you can see I'm extending all that farther out. And now I have, at least a good 2 eyeballs to 2.5 eyeballs before I reach the inside of the ear, and I think that makes things look a little bit better. I decided to give him a little bit messed up haircut. Now once you got this part down here, you have the construction down, everything's looking pretty good. Once that's great, then you add the details. And when you add the details now, just make sure this part's correct, because if you have this part wrong and then you spend all that time sketching in the details, what you're going to end up with is not something that looks totally realistic. Now, keep in mind when I'm talking about realistic here, I'm not referring to like photorealism. It's very difficult to achieve photorealism completely from your imagination. Keep in mind, I'm doing this completely from my imagination. I don't have any photo sources. I don't have a mirror in front of myself looking at myself. I don't have anything that I'm looking at. I haven't previously ever drawn this person before. I'm making this character up as I go, and I'm making up the lighting scheme and everything as I go along. And the light scheme is coming from the left-hand side. It's a little bit toward us, pulling toward us, and it's also above the character a little bit. This means that shadows will be cast below some objects, like below the chin, below the nose, below eyelids, below the hair. And you'll notice there's some things as I'm going along that I notice, hey, you know what? I kind of messed up. And what I'm showing there from the side view is just that the light can't hit the inside of the lips there, and so that's where you have the darkest shadows of the lips. And these are things you have to think about and work out in construction. Now, this video is going very fast, and it's more of just a demonstration than it is a tutorial to show that, hey, it is possible to achieve realism, and you'll see as we continue on here, it's a sketchy realism. It's like I said, it's not photorealistic. It's more of a sketchy realism. But then the result actually looks, like it could be a real person. That's the whole point. It looks like it could be a real person. It looks like I could have used photo reference even though I did not. And it's very difficult because there's things you'll forget. And I have the long version, which is 55 minutes long. That's the real-time version where I'm working out my thoughts in real time and everything as I'm drawing. If you want to view that version, simply click on the link in this video, which will take you to the VIP page. All you have to do is put your email in there. I really hate spam, so I don't spam people. I don't give emails out. I don't share it. I use MailChimp, which is very against spam. And in fact, if I try to spam my mail list, they actually penalize me for it and will take my site, or not my site, but they'll take my privileges away to where I can't email you guys anymore. So they're very strict on that. So don't worry, you're not going to be spammed or anything like that. I just let you guys know when new courses come out. I also let you guys know when I have a new VIP video out for you guys. That is a new exclusive lesson for you guys, and that goes into more detail. So as you can see, as I begin to add in this detail, and I think it's good if you start with a darker gray base, like a mid-tone, and then use the darker colors for dark shadows, and then the lighter colors, in this case lighter tones, for the highlights where the light's going to hit the face the most. And I'm thinking about the different forms of the hair, the different forms of the face, the chin, and there's some things like I forget. For a while there, I kind of forgot to put the drop shadow of the nose, and I wouldn't have forgot that if I was looking at a photo reference because I would have seen it, right? I also forgot to put the drop shadows for the hair, and that's another thing I would not have forgotten if I was looking at a photo reference. So um, I think I put the drop shadow there for the hair. Anyway, the drop shadow should be there for the hair, unless I just now notice it now. I can't remember when it was. At some point I noticed it, and so it's not there now. So I must notice it now as I'm adding in the background. Unless I did already paint it there, I just don't see it for some reason. It just doesn't look very prominent. Hopefully, I add it to where it looks more prominent. And in fact, in the real-time video, I point this out. I point out that hey, I wouldn't have forgot the shadows of the hair if I was looking at the photo. And there it is. So I finally noticed it. So sometimes when you're working from imagination, it can take you a while to notice certain things that, might be incorrect or whatever you might have forgotten about. So hey, if you enjoyed this, please go ahead and sign up for my newsletter. It's totally free. Like I said, I don't spam you or nothing. And check out the full length version, the real time version, and also you get access to all my other VIP lessons that go into more detail about how to do stuff. So it's kind of like having a bunch of little mini courses sent to you guys for free. So yeah, go and enjoy it. Share this video, and if this right here, if you found this video at all helpful, share it, and then please go ahead and view the long video. Thanks.